Did you pick out the worship songs? You picked out
John.
John picked it out.
Yeah.
Well, that second song, it moved me too. There's a verse in there for the rescue of us all, so that we may live. And that's a big part of my kind of story. I mean, I get choked up because I wasn't living until I accepted Christ. I was doing. I was here. I was planning. I was actually successful in, without Christ in different ways, right? And just to give you a brief history, kind of grew up. Maybe like all of you guys, I went to church, actually Catholic church, and had heard, the stories, had read the Bible, actually went to Catholic high school, but just never made that personal connection, that relationship, and never really gave it to it. And in 2004, I was just so lucky and blessed to, finally the message got through, and actually a couple of us go to the same church. Dave goes to the church. Rick's a friend of mine too, by the way. Anyways, on that particular day, I had just taken this kind of, the way it was with me is I was working my way, I was running this company, and I was leaving I was like a boat with a wake, and in my wake was a lot of crap. And it started to pile up and pile up and pile up, and, whether it was my friends or my family or my wife or my kids or whatever, I was going to be pushing my agenda to try and get to where I wanted to go. And anyways, it was adding up, and it was a lot of stress. It wasn't fun. In fact, I felt like I had a pile of bricks on me all the time I was walking around. It was just always tight in my neck. And I just remember that day when I just gave it to him. Just held it out, all the stuff I had created, the sin and the different stuff in my life, and just gave it to him. It was great. And I don't know where you're at with your walk. I hope that some of you have gotten that point. And if you haven't, then my message to you is what are you waiting for, really? Because at that point, I was rescued, as the song said, and I decided to live my life. Triathlon happened before that. It started in 2002 when I was a little bit overweight. I was running a small chain of restaurants out of Detroit, and my business partner came up to me in January and said, "Bill, I've signed you up for a triathlon. In fact, do something about this." I was like, "Okay, all right." So anyways, I gave me 6 months to get ready for the triathlon. I did that triathlon and kind of haven't looked back. Along this journey, going further into the sport, going from sprint distance to Olympic distance to half Ironman, on to Ironman. I was just actually making the commitment to do Ironman when I accepted Christ, and then was looking at things a little bit differently. And this whole sport, it's like, wait a minute, there's some selfishness in this sport. There's a lot of people who have amazing talents, who have amazing resources. And the more I learn about the triathlete, the USAT, the average USAT triathlete, household income is $125,000. The average Ironman income, maybe you know that one, $161,000. Okay, you guys are getting that. So just financially, they have resources. And then we would do things like we would come to places like Benton Harbor and do races. And I traveled to Benton Harbors of the world. I traveled, luckily, up to Florida. Anybody on St. Croix here?
Yeah.
Great
oh no, I heard about
race.
it, but I've never been there.
And
Sorry.
Kind of got lucky and got a roll down spot to Hawaii. I was lucky, I got to be honest with you. I had my back since 2008, so I was that lucky. But anyways, the moral of the story is I was at all these places and I'm looking and see all these people with great talent. And then what were they doing with it? Many of you participated with us today. With this MissionTry.com, we were at the Boys and Girls Club who's there. It's more than half the room. So thank you, thank you. And we started something where I was working with a team in Detroit and we do stuff at the Boys and Girls Club, and it was great. And I was seeing athletes' lives changed in front of me by giving back and doing stuff. And then I also saw how we were able to, the Christian network of people, influence them through that process. And it's been just an awesome journey. With a small team, we started doing things like going to training camp and daily devotionals. And when I'm talking, there might be 2 or 3 people who had a relationship with Christ in a group out of 20, and we're able to influence that. Did people stop and accept Christ right there at that moment? No, I never saw it really happen, but I know we planted seeds, and I see how that fruit is coming out down the road. And today, we started MissionTry.com this year of just trying to take athletes and connect them to serving projects in the community that they're in while they're there. And this will kind of end it as really, why did I do it? I was motivated by going to the Benton Harbors of the world and these other places where there's just such need. I mean, just blatant. You guys see it, right? Driving around town. And then it was like God hit me with a 2x4 and said, what are you waiting for? It's right in front of you. You need to connect these athletes with these people, figure out a way to do it. And that's what we do. And so wherever you're at along the way, I just want to share what we're doing. And if you can pray for that mission, it's just been, we had a great start to our Benton Harbor future today. And over 300 kids had a fabulous day today at the Boys and Girls Club field day. And thanks for letting me talk and share my story.
Thank you, Bill.